Welcome to my channel, ladies. This is Diane Tuggle from the Happy Scrapbooker, and I'm a consultant with Stampin' Up in the Eastern United States, and I have a Christmas card to share with you today. It's a three-dimensional snow globe card. This is the card, and you can see it has three sections. It actually does collapse down flat to mail. It may take a little more postage. It fits in a 5x7 envelope. On the back of it is where I put the Christmas verse and where you can sign it. This could be for a very special person. It can be a Christmas decoration or a card. Get it to go. And this is the side of it. And it is a lot easier than it looks. There's been several of them on YouTube lately. They're bigger than this. This I've scaled down to 3.5 inches wide. And I think it suits this little deer stamp set and die really well. Okay, first I'm going to show you some of the products that I'm using. For the embellishments, we have our little peppermint self-adhesive jewels. Then we have this really pretty, really soft, I think it's called cherry cobbler, and it's gold edged ribbon. It makes a really pretty little bow. And then we have these white loose snowflakes. I'm not going to open them for you, but let me see if I can. Oh, where am I? There I am. Put it back in the camera so you can see how many are in that little package. One package is going to last you your whole life. Anyway, that's the embellishments. Some of the other product that we're going to use. We're going to use Reindeer Fun. We're going to use the dies that go with it. I'll show you the dies that I used. I pulled them out. Let's see, where'd they go? So we used this one, which makes like a archway, the wreath and the bow, the holly leaves, and the 3 pieces of the deer head. And you basically are going to need just scraps of paper. And I used, I believe it's this die. This is from Greetings of the Seasons dies. And I also used a verse from a very old, well, it's not too old, maybe 3 years old, stamp set called Peaceful Deer, because I liked it. Said, wishing you a wonderful year and friendship, dear. And I like the size of the Merry Christmas, so you can see that that is on the front and that is on the back. And then the scraps of, let's see, oh, I used a die from Spotlight on Nature, the one that I did the verse on the back of, because I liked the way the little edging showed above all around the deer. So I used that, but you could use any plain white circle die. And then I used, let's see, I think it's a 3-inch circle. Where'd she go? Well, we'll put it right here. Yep, it's a 3-inch circle. And I used an old set from Close to My Heart called Shaker Circle tags to make my frames. And you need 5 of these frames, the gold frames, and then there's another 3-inch circle die that goes with it. Where are they? I got them already. There they are. Okay. This is what the frame die looks like. But you could actually put 2 circles together with washi tape and run it through and get as wide a frame as you want. It just won't have that stitched, and it doesn't really show up on the glitter anyway, the stitched. And then I use just the plain 3-inch circle to cut 2 pieces of, can you see it? Put it on something of the window sheet, acetate. So that's what I use to do my cutting and stamping. And like I said, there's several of them on the internet right now. They're bigger, so I had to scale mine down to suit the look I wanted. And I just basically have a pile of scrap paper. I have some red for the bow, black, brown, and a tan color for the deer. Scraps of that, scraps of green to cut the holly and the wreath, and scraps of gold foil paper to trim. And this is the gold glimmer paper. You wouldn't have to use a glimmer paper. You could use any color for your frames. And I'm going to show you how it goes together. So this is the pattern that I made for the base. Now I've enlarged this so you can take a screenshot of it. Mine is 3.5 by 10, so I enlarged it just to draw it out so you could see it, but that's really the size that it is. So basically it's a 3.5 by 10 inch, and you're going to score it at 1, 2, 3, 4, skip to 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then on the sides, you're going to put it in tall in the scoreboard, and score a 1/2 inch down all the way to the 3rd section. Stop at the 3rd section on both ends, on this end also. And then right here on the 4th section, you're going to draw a line with a ruler from the outside edge to where those score lines are on all 4 sides. So like that and like that and like that. So, or you can just take your scissors and snip it if it's not a big line. So I want to show you, this is the piece that I've done. I'm going to start scoring. Hopefully this is going to go together easy. So this is what you have. It looks like that. And what I meant about cutting the angle, you're going to cut from this edge up to that first score line. And then you're going to follow the score line with your scissors and remove that. Same thing on this side. We're going to follow the score line, and then we're going to go from that edge to the outside. So this is the shape that you're going to have on both ends. So let me do it again. I'm going to cut along that score line, and then we're going to the outside edge. And this one I'm going to start there, go to the score line, okay, so that's what you're going to have. Now another tip for you is once you fold this in place, you're going to need to remove a scant edge on the outside. The reason I don't remove it or adjust the measurement to begin with is it's easier to score your 1-inch sections and get lined up, and then just trim off that little edge. This is scrap, we're gonna get rid of it. So this is what you have left. So what we're gonna do now is you're gonna roll these up. And roll. Let's see. There we go. Oh, Diane, you're not doing it right. So when you lay these down, Diane, turn it. There we go. So we're going to turn in one end on each side, and you see how it doesn't go all the way to that score line. So you basically have turned in just one edge. So now we're going to put some glue on each end. And you're going to fold over so that 2 flaps are showing and 1 is folded under. So this is what you have. And now this is what the base will look like once it's decorated. Can you see the shape of it? So now we're going to add some tear tape to the inside pieces. Okay. And we're going to set that aside for just a little bit. So now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to run the die. Where'd my die go? This die over a scrap piece of green paper. So you cut it out, just the green paper, and all you need is just the top part. Put that aside and lay it on top of a blue sky background. Then the next thing you're going to do is use that round circle, and you're going to cut out, you're going to glue these down. Glue all those little branches down with something that will give a detail, and we'll fit in all those tiny little places. Can't think today. Let's see. Then you're going to take this and you're going to run it through the die cutting machine, and you are going to get this. Now I've already added my snowflakes on here, and I put my back on it. I sure hope I have it right. Yeah, it looks right. Okay. So that's your first circle. Your circles of window sheet, or what do you call it? This one has a film on it. I'm going to take the film off. And put it on that so I can see it. Where'd the other one go? There it is. I think this one's already been cleaned off. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna put one of these gold frames on the front and the back. The front and the back of your window sheet circles. So let me sit down and do that. All I'm doing is running a bead of liquid glue around the edge. And just hold them in place. You want to use just a little tiny bit of glue because you don't want it squishing out of that frame and messing up your window sheet. I'll bring this up a little higher so you can see what I'm doing here. Whoops. Don't do what I just did. Okay. Let's make that one. Okay. It doesn't take very much of this glue. You could lay an acrylic block or something on top of it if you want to, till it dries. It takes a minute. Okay, we're going to do the back side of it. Piece of dirt. I think I should have some Christmas music playing or something. Okay, that's one completed. Let's lay a block so we don't do the wrong one. Then we're going to flip that over and put some more glue on the back of one of these. This is a glimmer paper in, I believe it's in the Christmas, the festive glimmer paper in the online. And then we need one more. I said you need 5. We're gonna finish off the front of this with a gold frame also. Tuck them around those snowflakes. Okay, we're gonna make a stack. Okay, those are done. Now this is the rest of the dies that I used. There's 3 dies for the deer, and this one right here, I used some red ink and just highlighted his ears. I don't know why I think I have to do that, but I do. all the time, no matter what animal it is. So then we're going to put him together. Put his ears on the background. He's just the cutest thing. And then he goes like that. And then I wanted my deer to have a red nose. So I cut out glimmer paper, red glimmer paper for this one. I'm not gonna finish him because I have one already finished. But I also am gonna put, here's one that's finished. Excuse me. I'm gonna take this little wreath, glue the little bow on, and then just slip his little head in there, and the glue goes right on the back of this, down here where the bow is, and you just slide his little head in. And then for the holly leaves in the front window, right, the front window right there, I took I ran this through the die cutting machine, and I cut it up, and I used the two smallest pieces of holly and put it behind the window sheet. So we're going to need that, and we can put this to the side. And then the oval that has the verse on it and the ribbon, this is what it looks like, and I stamped it, and then I used that real pretty ribbon and made a bow and just used my glue dots to put it down, and then I put on 3 of the little peppermint candies. So now we're gonna start, I think these are probably dry, by adding the reindeer. I've got some dimensionals on the back already. And make sure his verse is going right. His verse goes like this, and he's going in here. I don't think we're going to need all of that. Trim that off. Okay, I'm going to take another piece of tear tape, and I'm going to put it on the back of this, right up to where that fold is. And hey Sadie, my little doggie came up to check on me. Thought I heard her snorting. She's been sick this week. Never been sick before. Here we go, but she's feeling better. So we want this to go centered on there. Is that centered? She's sticking. Centered, Diane, centered. Okay. And that's pretty good. I might have to stick some more glue under that frame. Anyway, there he is. So then the next thing we're gonna do, where are my scraps of gold paper? Move these out the way. This, that's all my paper. There they are. That down. Okay, I've cut some 1-inch strips, 1-inch wide strips of gold paper. And I'm just gonna glue them right here on these 2 plain pieces. I'm gonna snip it off to I didn't measure them, I just cut 1-inch wide strips, and I'll lay them on there and trim them. So we're gonna put one right here. And this just gives it a more finished look. The card base is white, so it could look like snow, or you could sprinkle some glitter on it and glue it, but I like the gold. And the card base is made with the thick, basic white cardstock. You want it to be a little sturdier so it won't just fall down and collapse when you have it set up. There we go. And then I need to glue some on the front of this. So it's straight. I think it's straight. Okay, so see how the front has a little angle to it? We are just going to glue this on the front and then trim it with our scissors. So we'll put the glue right on the front of the base. This will look like the bottom of the snow globe. Give that a minute to dry. And we're going to do it on the back also. And boy, that's crooked. Oh well, it's going to have to be. You know what? I thought I had one more of those. I don't, and I can't stand it being crooked, so we're going to fix it. No, that's going to shoot. Well, you know what? I got more. Okay. Don't put it down at the bottom because it's going to be covered up. So kind of in the middle with the bursts. Merry Christmas goes on top. Okay. It's got to be straight. I can't stand it to be crooked. Okay, I'll just cover that sucker right up. Be a nice, thick, sturdy one. Oh, and you got a messy fingerprint. Messy fingerprint. Not gonna worry about it. I'll put something on it. A holly leaf or something. Okay, that is dry. So flip it over, trim that off, trim that off. Now we need to do the back one. We're going to put a holly leaf on there. And cover up our mess. And of course the holly leaf's going to have some berries. So we'll use another little candy. I need to probably go wipe my fingers off. Okay. Next, that looks better. Looks kind of cute. Next, we're gonna put this right here. We're gonna put this this gold piece right here. And it's gonna take a little time for it to set up. I know I had another one of those. Oh well. Okay, that's pretty good. Hopefully it'll stay. And then we're going to trim that off. Okay. Get these little scraps out of here. Okay, the second window sheet is just attached with nothing on it. I'm going to take that off. You can see how far down it goes. Okay, then we're gonna take this and just collapse it right on top. So we have two of them. So now we are going to take our third window sheet and we're going to put these holly berries on so that they show in the front. So I'm going to put a little glue right along on that and make them stick up. Okay, I'll let that set for just a second. I'll press on it with that piece of paper so it sets. That's just a scrap. And I'll clean up my mess while that sets up. Okay. Now we'll put a block on it and let it set. I have a piece, and that's for the front. Okay. Maybe that's set up enough. Okay. So see how that, you got two layers done in the back. It's cute with the little holly and a leaf on it. Cover up my boo-boo. And you could just leave it like that, but I like looking through the three, so we're going to put that on there. I'll take off that little piece of scrap. And this is going to go flat on there, and what we're going to do is add glue right here. Bring it down just a little so that they're, you can go up just a little. Okay. And I'm going to put this on top of there and let that set up. Then when this goes on, we will be all done. See, that wasn't as hard as what it looks. It looks difficult, but once you have the pattern and the measurements down, it goes together really easily. I'm sure each one of them is going to be just a little bit different. And like I say, it fits on a 5x7 card envelope. Okay, let's see if this works. I put some foam strips on the back of the label. Okay, I'll cover up all the ookie. And we are done. Ain't that cute? Isn't he cute? So there's your snow globe card. You can write on the back, Merry Christmas, or you could write on the bottom of it. But if I got that in the mail, I knew someone spent a lot of time figuring that out for me and making that for me. And make sure you write handmade by and your name. It's really, really, really so flat and 3D. So I hope you like it. And I hope you watch my channel, share it. Here's another one of my video cards. It's a swinging tent card using the same deer set. There's so much you can do with this set. It's just the cutest set. And it has all kinds of dies with it. Has a little Christmas tree, these jumping deers, the jingle bells are a die, and then of course the little face that we just made. And the holly leaves. It's got Christmas bells and Christmas lights and Christmas presents. There's a whole lot you're getting for your money here. And I will have the measurements for this card and a list of items that I used. The one stamp set that I used the verse from is a retired set, but I'm sure you have something that says Merry Christmas and something, some little verse you can put on that back of that card. But that was Peaceful Deer in case you do have it. And thank you for watching. Have a good day.